Money has become a big part of our lives. Money plays a huge role in everyone's life, from those who earn it to those who spend it. If you're someone who spends their money wisely, then you probably already know that money is important. On the other hand, if you tend to save your money, you might even consider saving your whole paycheck. How we interact with money determines whether we use it wisely or waste it away. In this video, we will look at different psychological theories about why people spend money and whether they get value out of spending it. We will also explore the relationship between money and happiness from other people. In the next part, I will explain the psychology of money and how psychology affects the way we spend our money. The psychology of money helps us understand why we behave as we do when managing our finances. Many factors can influence this decision-making process. We are influenced by social norms. However, economic circumstances also play an essential role. For example, some people may have financial constraints that limit their ability to spend money easily. Other people may be aware of financial obligations but choose not to act due to pride and desire for autonomy. Understanding our own motivations for making money decisions will help us make better choices. When using psychology to guide our spending habits, we should consider how much time and effort each purchase takes before we can justify buying something. Do we really need it? Or do we just want to say, "I bought it"? This perspective could allow us to spend or save money depending on our current situation. To understand how psychology affects our spending habits, we must first examine what drives our behavior. According to Daniel Kahneman, humans possess two systems, the impulsive system and the reflective system, which work together. We are driven by the impulsive system. However, we also have the cognitive abilities to use logic to think rationally. The impulsive system often overrules rational thinking because it was designed millions of years ago, while our brain has only been evolving since 200,000 years ago. When it comes to spending money, the impulsive system influences certain behaviors without conscious control. It is based on reward or punishment. It causes people to buy things because of their emotional needs, such as comfort or entertainment. In contrast, the reflective system works alongside the impulsive system, helping a person make logical decisions by considering long-term consequences. However, people still find themselves swayed by the impulsive system because it takes less time and effort. Therefore, when we make purchases, we may not always act according to our best interests. Yet, we feel satisfied afterward when we have purchased something new or exciting. If you're worried that you might continue to shop emotionally despite recognizing your irrational actions, try to change your mindset. You can start by setting boundaries so that you don't impulsively go overboard with shopping. Instead, you can focus on saving for small purchases over longer periods. Doing this can teach your brain to pay attention to future goals instead of immediate rewards. In the next section, we will answer why psychology or money is essential and the most exciting part of how the psychology of money affects your decisions. Keep watching until the end of the video to learn everything about the psychology of money. The psychology of money can affect you at every step of the financial process. For example, we know that people tend to spend less if they think they will gain bad news soon because they want to avoid feeling stressed out, and that stress could lead to cravings for unhealthy food. You may also find yourself avoiding big purchases because you fear you might lose control of your spending. However, the psychology of money doesn't just influence what happens financially, it also affects decisions about everything else in your life. 1. Financial choices. Whether it's choosing a job or determining whether to buy a specific item, the psychology of money plays a role in all of our everyday choices. Here are two examples. Choosing a job. We typically choose jobs or careers based on salary and job satisfaction. However, studies show that hiring managers make assumptions about people's personalities when evaluating applications. When asked to evaluate resumes, managers tend to give extra points to applicants who sound good and confident. They then assume that these applicants will fit into the company culture. As you apply for new jobs, consider that personality trait associated with narcissism, such as confidence and overbearingness, could cause you to stand out from the crowd during the application process. Purchasing items. Some research suggests that the psychology of money makes buying habits unpredictable. Researchers say that even though shoppers feel happy after making a purchase, they later experience regret, influencing future spending behavior. A separate study suggests that consumers don't pay attention to credit card rewards programs, which is why they end up paying more each time they use the card. Keep in mind that feelings of guilt and shame make us act differently after taking advantage of reward cards. 2. Personal choices. While many psychologists agree that the psychology of money influences our decision-making, there is no widely accepted definition of the term. Some experts argue that this field should not be considered part of psychology. Still, psychologists do believe that saving money in general increases happiness. In fact, according to researchers, your desire to accumulate wealth has roots in human nature. We want things that last. We become attached to the object themselves by collecting them, which leads to a sense of satisfaction with our lives. Conversely, we also develop a negative bias towards anything tangible, including people, places, and ideas. This means that many of us can get bored by the same activities over and over again without wanting to change our circumstances. Therefore, having a positive understanding of money helps us stick to our goals and avoid losing interest in new experiences. 3. Social behaviors and relationships. The psychology of money also shows how different behaviors relate to one another in various situations. Let's take a look at 3 examples. Making money work. Let's start with something simple. How often have you felt uncomfortable being observed while working? If the answer to this question is frequently, you might think twice before accepting a raise. According to researchers, the amount you earn affects the size of your social circle. People usually spend more time with those who earn more than people who make less money. We're subconsciously drawn to those who treat us well and provide helpful information because we develop a bond with them. As a result, we'll make an effort to hang around these friends who make us feel comfortable and who are invested in developing a relationship with us. Another example is finding a babysitter. It seems strange to ask someone to watch over your child if you don't know them. Yet, it turns out that most parents want to find someone they trust, even if they only meet the sitter once or twice. After all, you never know what kind of person will care for their children when you need them the most. Spending time and money on others. We share our values with the people around us. Therefore, making an impression on others requires a certain level of self-promotion. Asking people to buy gifts for birthday parties and holidays may seem like a great idea. However, it could be perceived as intrusive if we don't consider how we feel about such requests. For some, receiving presents just feels good, as it indicates that someone cares enough to give us something. But for others, being given something could come across as humiliating. Studies show that we tend to judge other people based on how they treat us. We assume that the more generous someone treats us, the more valuable we must be. Saving money. Another critical factor affecting the psychology of money is the influence savings have on our relationships. Researchers say that spending can help you save money when you're ready to do so. For example, if you buy expensive clothes that fit poorly but still want to go shopping, you'll end up buying items that aren't worth the price. Plus, the purchase will leave you feeling dissatisfied when it comes time to wear the clothing. Conversely, suppose you buy inexpensive clothes that don't flatter your body type. In that case, you won't mind paying too much for them because you'll already have cash in your pocket. 4. Self-esteem/body image. The final aspect of the psychology of money deals with our self-esteem, body image, and self-confidence. Most of us struggle with the issue of having a healthy body image. Because society tends to emphasize physical appearance, many people compare themselves to unrealistic standards. This leads them to feel ashamed of themselves. In fact, studies show that about 60% of women and 70% of men experience weight gain at least occasionally. These numbers don't include those who binge eat or use unhealthy methods of dieting. However, overweight people typically struggle even worse than their normal weight peers when it comes to financial issues. They have trouble saving money and managing debt. While thin people may not always enjoy the spotlight, they're able to take advantage of a wide range of opportunities and experiences. On the other hand, obese people face unique challenges when getting a job or forming new relationships. Frequently, this type of discrimination results in lowered self-esteem. It can also lead to increased stress and anxiety levels in these individuals. While psychology has shed light on many aspects of modern life, the field is still largely misunderstood by most people. People often find themselves unable to understand why others behave the way they do, even though it should be obvious. The truth is that there are various reasons behind every action and decision. To put it simply, no one person is solely responsible for any behavior, even when we talk about money. The most important thing is to not let money control your life. Please consider liking, sharing, and commenting on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.